Adam, I'm a huge, when I coached, I'm a big flare screen believer. The whole point of a flare is that defender is fighting over the top of that screen and
Yeah.
coming at you like at a bad angle to close out. And that's why you like running these kinds of flare screens for really dynamic offensive players, even more so than shooters.
What is up, everybody, and welcome to What Makes This Play Great, a new series we're doing here on the All-NBA show where we take a play that a team runs and we break it down and show you why it works and all the different variations off of it. Today, we're going to be breaking down Oklahoma Flare. You can call it Horns Flare. And it's a specific play and a specific example that the Celtics used to open up the game against the Utah Jazz on Tuesday. What you're going to see is it starts with an inverted horns formation here, legs. You've got your bigs in the corner. Typically, your bigs start out on the elbow. They invert this by putting the bigs out in the corner and the guards up top here.
Yep, the two guards at the elbows, and immediately Derek White's gonna break out to the wing, and you got Jayson Tatum handling the basketball. So as you see, Derek White breaks out here to the wing to receive this pass. Now you're going to get into this double screen action, Adam, and you see teams run this all the time, double high screen, typically run with two bigs where one big will dive and one big will spot up for the three as the guard comes off. This is a little different because this is a guard screened by a guard and then a small forward. So all three of these defenders are similar size. They should be able to switch this, but you can see they don't do that. The Jazz actually sent two defenders over the first screen. Two defenders go around the second screen. So now Derek White has basically dragged two defenders from one side of the floor to the other. So now you've got Jrue Holiday and Tatum left with only one defender to guard both of them. You see here it's Colin Sexton. So he's got to make a decision. And he knows that Holiday is setting this screen for Tatum to flare for a three-point shot or a catch and go. So Sexton fights over the top of that screen to get out to Tatum. And when he does that, Holiday can just slip down the lane, catches the pass, and now you see the two backline defenders. You got a decision to make. If you're John Collins and you stay back, Jrue Holiday is going to be at the rim. So as Holiday slips, catches the ball, Collins comes off of the guy in the corner, which is Luke Cornett, to stop the penetration, and then it's a simple touch pass from Holiday for the dunk on the baseline.
We got another example of this that they actually ran. This is not a play they run in their playbook all the time, which always tells me it's probably something they want in their back pocket for playoff ATO special moments. But you're going to see an example of this that they ran in December 14th against the Cleveland Cavaliers. And it's a very similar formation. You're going to get that inverted pick and roll or a horn set again with Porzingis, your big, in the corner. So he's dragging Jared Allen out. But this time they're going to clear the side. You can see over here with Derek White, instead of staying in the corner, he clears the side. Everything else here is set up the exact same.
Yeah, same thing. Two high screens, three defenders out there trying to figure out how to match up with that. I think the important thing is, and they guarantee you this has a subtle call to tell Derek White, slightly different. So it could be Sooners, Flare, clear. Like you would add a word onto it to let that guy know, clear out of the strong side corner. And in this case, when both defenders go with Tatum, and you see Dean Wade is up there as well, providing help on that screen. When Holiday slips this, there is no defender coming off of that weak side corner that would be waiting for him on the block. Where now, again, it'd be the same as the last one we showed where that backline defender has a decision to make. There's no decision to make here because both of the offensive players for the Celtics are on the strong side with Jayson Tatum. So when Holiday slips it, there's nothing back there. And this is something that they clearly saw on tape that they knew they were going to be able to exploit against certain personnel, and they do it here to start the game. It's nothing better than starting a game with a direct play call that leads in a layup.
And there's something ironic that both of our examples, one was against the Jazz, and another one was against Donovan Mitchell, because this is a play that is actually popularized by Donovan Mitchell's Utah Jazz back in the day. You're going to see the same setup here, only it's both bigs. As we were talking about, it's not inverted. They're using their guards in the corner, which is more traditional, and using their two bigs. You see Rudy Gobert switches to flip it so that he can create the flare screen, and now you're just running a straight pick and roll action. So this one's more traditional, legs.
More traditional. That's what it typically looks like. Gobert sets the screen, turns, immediately reverses, comes back to get the second one. Mitchell plays with the ball, comes over the top of the screen, and Gobert dives. Mitchell just shot it because he had space in that. But you see teams run this kind of action all the time. There's another one that's similar to what Boston was running, where Gobert sets the first screen on the ball and the second screen as a flare for that guy to pop out, as opposed to going and rescreening.
There it is again, this time with Donovan Mitchell catching the flare. And you can see this play was, the Utah ran it primarily for Donovan Mitchell to be the one getting the ball. You saw Boston both times they ran it was for the slip. Obviously, that's like a quick, nice action you can get. But Utah used this oftentimes to get that early pick and roll. Here it is with Joe Ingles.
Let me tell you, Adam, I'm a huge, when I coached, I'm a big flare screen believer.
Yeah.
It creates a lot of pressure on a defense. One of the things that's great about a flare screen when you run it for dynamic offensive players, in this case, it's Kyle Korver, who's basically, if he doesn't have a shot right there, he's going to have to give it up. When you run it for guys like Tatum or Donovan Mitchell, who we saw in the one example, the whole point of a flare is that defender is fighting over the top of that screen and coming at you like at a bad angle to close out. They're not closing out directly in front of you. They're closing out on the side of your body, which gives you the ability to catch it and go. And you'll see right here, this is the one I'm talking about. Mitchell, see the closeout is too high. So he's able to just catch, go, nice Euro step there on the backside of that for the reverse layup. And that's why you like running these kinds of flare screens for really dynamic offensive players, even more so than shooters.
Right. And there even Joe Ingles, not necessarily the most dynamic guy, but a good ball handler, good pick and roll player, and he's able to take advantage of it on that play. That is what makes this play great. You can call that one Oklahoma flare, Horns flare, whatever you like. Boston, they used it 2 times to open up a game legs. I have a feeling that's a play that's going to come back. We're going to see that in a playoffs in a high leverage moment.
If we see it, we'll be talking about it right here. I know that.
There you go. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Don't forget to hit that like button for us if you enjoyed this, and subscribe to the channel so you can catch all of our live podcast shows. We do Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, as well as what makes this play great. Thanks, everybody.
We all silly like the mayor.